Now the slap is yet another part of the fingers that we're going to stretch. And the part of the fingers that we want to make contact are going to be right up here. They're going to be just the finger, it's not tips, they're not the tips, they're the tops of the fingers. It's the frontal top right there. And that's what's really making the contact. And you don't want any of the rest of the finger really making any contact. You don't really need it. This is really all you need. And of course, the knuckle always makes contact. But now you're going to stretch your fingers from the finger tops up. So at the base was you stretched your finger from the palm, or your hand from the palm. The tone was stretching from that knuckle. Now I want you to reach with the tips of your fingers and see what that does. Visualize that. Visualize your fingernails getting longer and reaching out. So there's a slight, just the very slightest arc. Just a very slight arc. I don't know if you can really see that, but my fingertips are definitely stretching. But now they're going to make the most contact. So now that's what's making all my contact. But I'm not bending my knuckles. I'm simply stretching my fingers from the fingertips up, from the fingernails up. That's what you actually see. So here's a relaxed hand. Here's a bass hand, a tone hand from right here, and now a slap hand. I'm overdoing it, of course, but it's almost like grabbing the drum. But let's go down here, and remember, you can't bend the knuckles, but they will curl a little bit. Again, visualizing, focusing right here on these finger tops. Let's do that again before we do this. Just visualize on each hand. Make those fingers stretch. Make the finger top get a little longer. It's a very small stretch, isn't it? Just focusing on those fingertips. Just do your strong hand one time and just touch with your other hand there. And see if you can make that area stretch. Yeah, that's what we're going for. And it's a very subtle stretch. I'm kind of overdoing it just to show it here, but you don't see it move at all. You can hear it. What part of my hands I'm using is I'm using this, and I'm using this. 1, 2, 3. And that's really the areas that are getting used. So bearing that in mind, the slap. Let's go ahead and rock on that knuckle. Now we're going to go ahead and really open the fingers up, because you want the hands to be bigger now. Not necessarily longer, just kind of bigger. Think making the fingers big and making those finger tops make the contact, and the knuckle still rocking on the edge. Same exact part of the hand, whole different feel. And now go ahead and get the wrist involved, because it once again is the moving part. And then off the drum, straight up in the air, we're going to, again, mark that same spot. This is that touch muscle memory. And just, like I said, feel that finger top stretching. Should feel like you're grabbing the drum. And now let's make a note. See, just flick of the wrist. Come on. And I'm not hitting it hard. I'm just letting my wrist do the work here. In fact, it doesn't need to be loud at all to make the notes. I'll count to 5. We'll end on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. And of course, what we do strong, we must do wild. So, over here on the wild hand, focusing on this parts of the fingers. Right over here, these parts of the fingers, we're going to stretch them. Let me see if I can get that up a little closer there. Yeah, right up here. These parts. You don't really use the pinky, not really. These are really your 3 main striking surfaces. The pinky, it goes with them, but it's not really running the show. So here we go. So now stretch that part. We're going to stretch those fingernails. so that the knuckle down here doesn't feel stressed. It feels kind of left out, even though it is going to be making contact. But here's what's going to make the notes, right up here on those finger tops, right across from those fingernails. All right, let's go ahead and rock on the drum here. So we're going to rock back and forth on that knuckle. This is a great exercise to do, I mean, all the time. I'm trying to make this last only about 5 minutes. I'm blabbing a little bit longer. But 5-6 minutes, you know. Take it one note at a time. All right. Now we're going to get the wrist involved. Feel those finger tops digging in. And now off the drum. You can already hear it making a little higher sound, can't you? Again, like grabbing the drum without bending your knuckles. And then make a note. One, two, three, four, pop. The mindful slap.